Good evening and welcome to this week's episode of EatCrit Survive Plays Board Game, where some friends gathered around the digital table to play some board games. We are back after a sort of hiatus.
Holiday.
Holiday.
Just been too busy.
It's just been stuck. We had holiday. I had wisdom teeth taken out, so I was not in a position to talk to anyone for about a week.
No.
So that was fun.
Been busy.
It's just been a lot. But hey, we're here. We're back. We're going to play some games. And I should really have started off by saying bonjour to everyone and hello, because we are here with Sovranti. We are playing some wonderful games. We've got Dani is joining us from Sovranti once again as our fabulous guest.
Hello.
And we are going to be talking about we're going to be playing some games that are featuring within Go Month. Or it's Go Club Month in
Go Club Month. Yeah.
Go, of course, mean Japanese for 5. And there is 5 games that are available within.
Yep. And it's May, the 5th month of the year, so.
Yes.
Whole picture.
Together.
It's all sense. I felt like when I realised what was, I felt like the meme of all the strings together. Just...
Yeah.
Yes.
Galaxy brain exploding.
Connected.
Everything's connected.
Yeah, we are partnered with Sovranti, who are a wonderful game provisioner of digital games, where you can go on and play a variety of games. And this month, you can play 5 very different games. You can play Broken and Beautiful, a game all about kintsugi.
I've played that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nice
Good
one.
on.
Shobu, Truck Off, Sushi Go Party, and our first game of the night, which is Night of the Ninja. A whole host of games we're going to play a couple of these tonight and check them out. But if you want to check out the rest of the Sovranti library, which we have played through quite a few of them at this point, you can go onto Sovranti. You can get yourself a platinum trial, which will give you access to all the games in the library. You can enter the code EatCrit and get yourself 60 days for free to give it a go. You don't have to put any credit card information or anything in there. You can just go in, play, and just do the stuff. Good enough?
Play the games, do the stuff.
Play the game.
I am rusty at this because I realised I introduced Dani, but I didn't introduce everyone else. Laura's here.
That's fine. I don't take it personally.
And we also have Dom.
Hello.
We have our names on the screen. It's not like people will turn up and just go.
And if you don't, well, go soon enough.
So yeah, we are going to play a couple of games with Sovranti. Also, need to talk about the other thing. I'm so rusty at this. It's been a while. Game Tea, the wonderful purveyors of gaming adjacent gear and goods, who give us some wonderful things like candles, which we haven't done candle corner in a hot minute.
I ran out of candles. I've done them all.
So what you're telling me, Laura, is when I go to the UK Games Expo in a couple of weeks, I need to go to the Game Tea stand and buy more candles.
Yes.
But if you want to buy candles without having to go to the UK Games Expo, you can go to gametea.co.uk/EatCrit Survive or use the code EatCrit Survive at checkout to get yourself 5% off. I am professional at this.
You are great at this.
And if you are going to the UK Games Expo, go and say hello to these two. They're quite nice.
I will be there, Laura.
Oh, it's just Luke.
Okay. He's okay.
Yeah,
I'm less nice when Laura's not around.
No, he's not. He's lovely.
How would you know? You're not around.
That's very true.
Dear. But yeah, we are.
No, we're having some time away because we spent so much time together.
Too much.
So he can go do his stuff. I'm going to have a game. I'm having a weekend at home to play Tears of the Kingdom. That's what I'm doing.
Yes, that's what my husband's doing right now.
and also walk the dog, please, because she will get very.
She's priority, and then it's Zelda.
We'll have to I need to speak to parents actually to make sure that she's looked after during the day when you're at work.
Oh, baby girl.
Our little baby Floofer. All right.
Baby Floofer.
Floofer.
She's a little floof.
She's a little fur baby.
Baby.
Let's bring this down because that is out of frame slightly. There we go. Alrighty, so let's start off with our first game with all the wonderful niceties out the way. Let's talk about Night of the Ninja. What are we doing here?
All right, so this is a social deduction game. So our goal, like, you win individually, but in order to actually score points, in order for you to win, you kind of have to figure out who's on your team. so that you can get points. So what's going to happen is we are going to get points that are on they're called honor tokens. They're the ninja stars in the center of the table. They have a number 2, 3, or 4 on the back of them. Once you've reached at least 10 points, you could be the winner. But if somebody has 11 and you have 10, they will win. But your goal is to get 10 points from your honor tokens. So how you do that is based on if your team can survive a round. So that we're going to play multiple rounds until somebody wins. And right now you have a roll card on your table. You're either part of the Lotus House or the Crane House. And your goal is to have the highest ranking player. So 1 is considered the highest ranking, 2 is the next. And if you were playing in a larger game, 3, 4, etc. But there's only 2 on each team because we are playing a 4-player game. Anyway, so you're trying to figure out who's on your team, and you may end up sacrificing yourself so that your higher ranking player survives, because that's what really matters. If like the one, let's say the Crane 1, the Lotus 1, and the Lotus 2 survive, the Lotus House will win. But if the Crane 1 and Lotus 2 both survive, the Crane House wins because the highest ranking player survived. So how we're going to play this game is we go through multiple phases. On the table in front of you, there's a little standee. It's maroon. It says phases, and it'll go through all the phases of the game. So starting with the draft and finishing with the reveal phase. In between is when we are going to play specific cards. So for example, we play the spy cards first, then we go through another round, we go play the mystic cards, tricksters, blind assassins, and shinobi cards. But during the draft phase, we are picking 2 cards. So you're going to pick 1 from the set of 3 in front of you. We're going to pass to the left. You're going to pick 1 more that you just got, and we're going to discard the last one. So each of them work a little bit differently. Do you want me to go through each specific card, or
yeah, let's do a very quick rundown of all of them.
All right. So the spy card, I need to pull it up so I don't tell you incorrectly. All right. The spy card allows you to look at the house card of one other player. Your house card is whether you're Lotus or Crane House. That's what the house card is. Then the mystic cards allow you to look at the house card and 1 ninja card of another player. So the ninja cards are the ones we're choosing right now. Tricksters are all unique. So you'll want to read the bottom of the trickster card because it'll kind of describe how you use the trickster card. Then we have blind assassin. So you're choosing a player and killing them. You may or may not know who they are. So kind of a tricky card to play sometimes. And then we have shinobis. You're going to choose a player, look at their house card, and then you may decide to kill them or not. So yeah, those are the 5 different cards. There's also like reaction cards. They're symbolized. They have a little triangle on them. They're like a bluish grayish kind of color. And those, you'll also want to read those because there's 3 of them and they all are a little bit differently, but they are played in reaction to something. So they don't have a specific phase that they're played in. Yeah. What questions do you have?
I don't think I have any of them. I mean, it's good that I know how to play this one. So I'm actually going in like not completely blind.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, I think.
What house are you?
For the record, for everyone, so that everyone can see, we do have these little house cards in the bottom of the corner. Everyone, as far as we can see on Sovranti, everyone else will have a Crane Lotus double back like this. So we can't see what everyone else's is. But Laura, if you just look away from the monitor for a second, I can show chat. This is what I've got. Don't look at chat, Dani. I see you looking at
I didn't. I was just looking at if anyone said anything. Then you mentioned chat, so I looked at it. But I have my Sovereignty screen is covering the video part, but I can see the chat part.
Oh, it flips over. If you click it, it flips over. Ah, awesome. So now we pick a card.
Yes. Let's see if it flips. All right.
The numbers on each of the cards will tell you like who plays first. So if multiple people play the spy card, it'll go in number order. So spy 1 would go before spy 3.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So this is spy phase. You can decide to pass even if you have a spy card. You'll never be able to use the spy card again, but you may hold on to it kind of as a bluff. Like, oh, you don't know what I have, but this is the only time to play it if you want to play it.
Awesome stuff. All right, I have passed.
Yes,
Ooh.
I would also pass.
Ooh, just me. Oh.
Danny is spy 4, which is handy that there are no other spies. So, whom are you having a look at? Oh, me.
I'm gonna look at Luke's card.
You.
Okay. We played this last night at game night, and we had an 8-player table.
Oh,
It was
wow.
chaotically fun. It was fun.
We've played it at 7, I think.
A lot of mystics.
Oh, the mystics are out. So, Laura, you are the first mystic. You may choose whom you would wish to moida.
No, just look at the house card and a creature card.
Moida comes later.
Dom's card. Whoa.
All right, I will have a look at Danny's remaining card.
Wow.
Interesting. Okay.
Who should I look at? So Laura knows who I am. So if she's already decided to murder me, looking at her won't help. So it's between Luke and Dani. Let's have a look at Luke.
I'm right here, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
No trickster phase. I have no tricksters.
Yep, no tricks here. Ooh.
Oh.
This is brand new information that Danny has a trickster.
I have a trickster.
The shapeshifter.
Ooh, what does that do?
So it allows Danny to look at the house cards of 2 players and secretly swap them. We may no longer look, or those people may no longer look at their house cards.
Ooh.
Oh gosh.
So Danny has now got all the information.
Okay, that's
Oh no! And we
Okay.
can't look at them now.
No.
that's yeah, that's not bad, I think.
Time for the blind assassins.
I hope I don't get murdered.
Well, I know who I'm killing my blind assassin.
Oh,
Wow.
dude.
Dude.
All right, time for some shinobi.
Or not.
Or, yeah, there's shinobi. Laura may look at a player's house card and choose to kill them.
I'm going to look at Dom's because it will then tell me what was swapped.
Or if you were swapped.
Waiting for Sapphire to decide if they want to kill you. That's a nice message.
Do you want to kill Geek Pride? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, the answer is yes, Laura.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Ooh, it was a draw.
Oh.
I had Crane 1, Laura had Crane. Sorry, I had Crane 1, Laura had Lotus 1.
I started off as Crane.
Woo! Nice job surviving, Laura.
Yay!
Good job.
Good job.
Oh, wowsy. Okay.
Wow, okay, that's interesting.
Such a simple game, but it's so like effective.
It's one of the few social deduction games that you will play.
That I like, because you're not actively like trying to fool anyone, but I like the aspect of trying to think about it's just trying to think about who it could be. But yeah, no one's actively in games where you have to lie. That's where I struggle. I don't like it. I'm
Me
not
too.
lying. No.
There's
I'm
a
really
game
bad at it.
There's the game of chameleon that will go down in history.
Oh no.
I can't even remember what the hint was. I think it was just magic or elves or something, and Laura panicked.
I panicked. No, it was a fairy tale.
It was a fairy tale. You
And
said
I was the chameleon.
yes.
And everyone had given, I think it was Cinderella, and everyone had given like really vague, no, not really vague. It was kind of vague, but also specific. And then I went, magic, and then everyone just looked at me, and I just went, fine, I'm the chameleon.
She rage quit.
I'm done with this.
Everyone's face just said, really? Really?
Well, the thing is, we didn't actually know that you were the chameleon. We all just looked at you and just went,
Interesting. I always like those kinds of social deduction games when you're in the know. But as soon as you're out of the know, you're like, I'm not good at this.
No,
you know, like same thing with like werewolf. Like when I can just like be honest and tell people who I am, but as soon as I'm the werewolf, I'm like sweating. I'm like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I will if I couldn't even do it. Even in like
really bad at that.
Among Us. Even
Us.
online where you have to stay quiet. I can't go around and kill people. I'm rubbish at it.
I'll tell you what was
I'll
tell you what was a social deduction game that you did enjoy.
You just killed me last round.
I mean, in Among Us, these games are different.
I mean, in Among Us.
Among Us, I was
when she can't see your face.
Yeah. Unless I'm looking at Zoom.
Well, yeah. I think one of the ones that we did enjoy was Secret Hitler, which I will.
I've heard really good things about that one.
I've said before, and I'll say it again. The theming is terrible. Like I strongly am opposed to that theme.
Yeah.
In quite a drastic way. If they rethemed it with the same mechanisms and did something like Secret Death Eater,
sure,
I feel like it would do gangbusters.
Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah,
Death Eater or something.
I've heard lots of people like Blood on the Clock Tower too.
Yeah, my game group plays it a fair amount. I've never gotten around to joining them. They usually do it on a Sunday.
Okay.
Busy, usually.
Doing stuff.
Let's have a look at what card Laura's got.
What? I don't even know what card I've got. What? I've forgotten.
So, Laura, did you say
to
you went on holiday recently?
We did.
We both did, yeah. We went to we went to Centre Parks.
So Centre Parks is like it's kind of like camp.
I like camp.
It's probably the best way of describing it for an American because it's very weird to describe.
It's an activity holiday up in the forest. There's a few sites around the country, but it's like they picked a forest. They put a load of like really cute little lodges. There's and you could do like loads of different activities. Like we did laser clay shooting.
Okay.
We did like we played quite a few sports and bits and pieces.
Bike ride.
We rode our bikes everywhere. And then
is it like do you go with like a group or like you do your own thing?
We just went the two of us.
And they've got all sorts of different like accommodation. You can go as a big group. Like previously, our D&D group, we all went, apart from a couple of us who couldn't get out of work. So we had like 8 of us staying in one lodge and just had a really good time of it.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, it was really good.
But this time it was just Laura and I that went, and we just joined in with those things, played a bunch of board games.
Sure.
Yeah, got some board game players.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Well, we've got a 10 by 10 to do, Dom. We have to do something.
Play some games. Yeah, that was good fun. But that's nothing on the adventure that you have been on with the Sovranti. Is there any inspiration behind why this month is called Go Month, perhaps, Dani?
Oh, perhaps. So it's inspired by my recent trip to Japan because the number 5 is go. It's pronounced go in Japanese. So that's why we have 5 games. We're celebrating May, which is the 5th month of the year. So it's Go Club month, and it happens to be our Sovereignty every last Tuesday of the month during our game night. We play Sushi Go Party golf.
Mhm.
And so this month's golf course is called the Go Club. So it's also kind of inspired by that too. So yeah.
Ah.
Nice. I like it. I like all the 5s. And I've just realised I played a terrible card.
Well, Dani killed me, so I'm dead. But I revealed who Dani is. So yeah.
Exactly. That's
And
why I
always
was like,
revealed who she is.
Yeah, she has.
So I have to hope I can murder them before they murder me. But oh no.
oh no.
Oh no.
So yeah, that's the inspiration for this month.
Very nice. How was Japan?
It was fabulous. Oh my gosh, I miss it. And I miss the food so much. The food was like my favorite overall experience. Like there was lots of like highlights of the trip. But overall,
I've seen good things about the food. Like the food is just great. It's a whole
it
different.
was just it's so good. And it was like such a different experience than I normally have, you know? I mean, everything was very different than like different experiences, but I miss the food a lot. Like we didn't get like sick from it or anything. Like not even like, I'm not talking about like food poisoning, sick or anything, but like, you know, sometimes you eat foods and you're like, oh, my stomach doesn't feel that great. You know? And like none of that. Like, and my husband kind of has that frequently, and we're trying to figure out what is like, there's got to be an allergy or something he has, but we can't figure it out. He had no issues when we were there. Like, oh, it was just stuff like that. Like, it's just like, oh, it was just great.
That's crazy. That sounds amazing.
And then we went to like 4 different areas of Japan. Wow. We did Tokyo, we did Hakone, which is like a mountain town of Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
Nice.
We did Kyoto and we did Hiroshima. So we got like I don't know, I just loved seeing so many different areas of Japan. And just
did you travel around on the super fast trains?
Yes, the Shinkansen, the bullet trains. They call them Shinkansen. It was like it was wild. Like, I mean, I've always heard of like bullet trains, but like to be on it was like, oh, like it's not a plane, but like it is. What the biggest thing was is like when you're waiting in the stations, there's like 2 tracks like that you can board on, and then in the middle is like just an empty track. And so they would come through like if they aren't stopping at that station. And I'm assuming they slowed down to go through stations, but they were still going really fast. Like it was like not even like 2 seconds and they were like out of your sight. And I was like, oh my gosh.
They are fast. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was cool too.
Hiroshima must have been absolutely fascinating to see.
Yes, it was. It was very educational and like eye-opening. Like we learn about the things that happened in Hiroshima, but to like experience it, and like we went to the museum and the memorial, it was just a very impactful day, you know. So
yeah, you can imagine. I mean, I went to the on a slight tangent, I went to the Smithsonian, the Air and Space Museum in Washington, and they have in the hangar there, they have Enola Gay, which is the plane that dropped the bomb over Hiroshima. And I had a look around in there. The machine itself is the cockpit is tiny, but you just kind of get the sense of what they dropped there was massive and was so devastating. My grandfather was a POW in Japan. My maternal grandfather, but he loved the country. Like when he went back numerous times over his life, and I think one of his and one of my regrets personally is that he never got the chance to take me. So it's definitely something I want to do at some point. I have a half Japanese aunt. I need to go visit. I think she's in Tokyo. Yeah, we'll get some accommodation with her and her family. it's just been a place that I remember getting like this will age me a little bit, but back in the late 90s, getting the original Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Grandfather would pick up from a trip and bring them back in
Oh.
Japanese. So I had no idea what they were, but I would just still play.
What it was saying. Yeah.
This is how this works.
Then we went to plenty of Pokemon. Like every Pokemon store that was like in the area we were in, there was like one we specifically sought out. But then from there, it was like, oh, we happen to be close to one. Let's go. And like, oh, we're close to another one. Let's go.
Oh my god, that's so amazing.
That'd be fun. I mean,
there was one area. It was like, I don't know, the coolest part. I mean, because for the most part, it's just like you can buy plushies and you can buy like themed thing, lots of themed things. But the one, like, I thought that was super cool. They had like a sound wall, and so you could like play different sounds from like all the different Pokemon games. So like the different intros and the different like sounds. It just like brings you like nostalgia, like to hear them, and you're like, oh. So like, yeah, that was cool. I thought that was a cool little touch they put on one of the, I don't remember which one it was. We were just so many, but.
The more and more I hear about people's trips, the more I want to go.
Yeah, I mean,
it was just fabulous. And like, I've been to New York City, and so I was like, that was my only reference point to comparing Tokyo, which is the biggest city in the world. I was like, okay, it'll be kind of like, it was like so different. Like it was quieter and like so clean. Everything is so clean. I'm like, oh, I love it. Like the food was better. Like it was just fabulous. So it was like my only reference point, but like now I have this whole like, oh, it was amazing. Like and I'm not a big city person, so I was like, am I gonna like, like I was like, am I gonna like it, and it was great. I loved it. And so
both. I'm not a city person in the slightest, but I'm fascinated by Japan and doing that.
I'm just so worried because it just seems so different over there. It's like I just feel like I'd get lost I just wouldn't know what I'd be doing.
I will say like Google Maps, we just use Google Maps the whole time.
Google Maps.
So it had all the train stops. Like we didn't do any kind of mapping anything out before we went there. We just used Google Maps.
Yeah.
Or Maps, whatever's on my phone. So yeah, no, it was, and there's definitely a language barrier, but like we knew a few phrases. But everyone was so nice. Like we came across many people that were like they spoke some English, so like we'd be staring at like a menu that was completely in Japanese, and we're like, we don't know what this says. We had our Google Translate on our phone, so we could have taken like a photo and translated it. Yeah, but we had many times where people were like, I can help you. I'd be happy to help you. And I'm like, and they weren't even like an employee. They were just like there. And I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Thank you. You can just give us a quick reference, So
that was so nice.
Just like everyone was so nice and like, yeah, we had a good time.
One of the things I think for that because it must be. I mean, if you go to somewhere like France or New York or whatever, it's not necessarily immediately obvious that you have no idea what's going on.
Right.
But I can only imagine somewhere like Japan, where if you just stand there looking completely bewildered, then
someone's going to help you.
Because it's like an immediate, okay, they are clearly not from around here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they need some help.
Lots of people offered to help us. Sometimes we were just like, we knew what we were doing, but we were just standing there, and one woman, she's like, can I help you? I'd be happy to help you. And we're good. But since we were just kind of like, because we were just looking around, we were like, oh, what do we go to? Like, what should we do? Kind of thing. But yeah, many people offered to help us, which was really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me feel
yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And a lot of signs are still like they have English signs.
Yeah.
There isn't in Romanzi, are they?
So you can like so you don't have to read the kanjin.
Yeah.
So yeah. There was...
And then Google Translate is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had a couple of times where I had to pull it out. Like we got some serious blisters because we were walking like 20,000 steps like a day.
Oh,
Sure.
And we like our shoes are broken in. Like we did every prep we could have. We just walked so much that
Yeah.
like our feet were not well. Anyway, but I went to this pharmacy and with this pharmacist and I had like a full-on conversation in Google Translate because usually I could get across with like pointing and like referencing things, but
yeah.
since it was like I needed I needed blister help,
Yeah.
we had to have like a conversation, and so he was like he pulled out his phone as soon as I started using mine, and I was like, oh, thank you for your help.
That's
Like,
so good. Otherwise, it would just have to resort to you just taking your shoe off and just pointing to your
Like,
blisters. Just
I
like,
have a
please help.
blister. And I tried to buy like these regular, like they weren't Band-Aids brands, but they were just like a brand. And I was like, oh, I'll just grab these. And he's like, no. And he like gave me different ones. Here, these ones are better. They have a better stick. And I was like, okay, I trust you. And
They
they
have a
did.
better
They were like
stick.
the best Band-Aid type thing I've ever used. It's like, oh, these are nice.
Oh, wait,
So-
hello, Raiders. Welcome along.
Ray.
Just CCG raiding in. Hey,
Hi.
Food Rainer, Kitty Cat. Welcome along, everybody.
Welcome along, everybody. Mm.
Jess, thank you so much for raiding. Thank you for take care of yourself. Okay, thank you very much for asking. Take care of yourself. All good. We're just hearing about Dani's vacation holiday, as we would say, to Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Sounds really good.
definitely. We need to
I
think
would
of
highly recommend.
Good. Yeah, we'll have to chat to you about some tips and tricks for.
I already had somebody I sent because I sent out like our newsletter and somebody responded, someone I know in the community, and she's like, Dani, you went to Japan, I'm planning a trip, can we have a call about it? And I was like, absolutely. So like we called about it. I showed her some of my photos just to like, you know, give visuals and stuff. We have over 4,000 photos from our trip.
What?
We were for 2 weeks.
Wow.
I don't know why.
My husband's
Wow.
like,
How many
I
did Rich
won't.
take me to Disney?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like,
that's
yeah.
crazy. But I know
I have a lot to go through, but at the same time, my husband's like, you'll regret not having the photos versus having too many photos.
Yeah,
You can
right.
always delete it later, but you can never go back and be like, this one random like alleyway that we walked by was really like, you're trying to describe it and you're like, I have so many photos. He was behind me doing directions, so he's on his phone like, you know, where are we going? And I literally was like, photo, and then we'd walk and then be like another intersection and be like, photo.
Mm.
Like every angle. Okay.
It looks like a beautiful place though. Like I've got someone that I went to university with. He's currently out there, and all the photos he's taken on Instagram. I was like, I know people take nice photos for Instagram, but the scenery and just everywhere just looks. It's so busy, but it's so beautiful at the same time. Like there's just so much to look at. Yes, no, it looks amazing.
What's the big highlight for you? Where would you recommend going and checking out?
I guess I mean, I'm a different kind of traveler. Sometimes there's plenty to do in Tokyo. If you just wanted to go to Tokyo and stay in Tokyo, you would have plenty to do.
Yeah.
But I honestly would recommend going to multiple cities. Like I really enjoyed each different city that we went to, brought so much different perspective. And so it was like, I guess I would recommend going to multiple different parts of Japan. I'm really glad we did that. Like that was just something that I enjoyed, going on the trains and then seeing the different areas, because they're all different. Like Tokyo is going to be a big city, and then Hakone was a mountain town, so it was like much quieter, much smaller, like more scenery. And then Kyoto is like an older kind of Japan. It used to be the old capital of Japan.
Yeah.
So they have like older buildings, and like they have, oh my gosh, I love the rivers in Kyoto. There's like rivers running through everything. So like everywhere we went, there was like another river. And it's just like, I like a good mixture of like city, but also like a little bit more nature mixed in. So And then Hiroshima obviously was more of like we went like a full half day doing the memorial and the Peace Museum. And then we went to an island called Miyajima. But it's small. It's just another obviously Hiroshima is large, but it's a smaller field than like Tokyo is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, I guess I would recommend going to multiple areas.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to those ones necessarily, but like checking out different. Because if you go north, we didn't go north of Tokyo, but like you could get mountains more so up there if you. I think we didn't do a ton of research, so I could be wrong on the landscape, but
the northern islands are where all the sorts of ski resorts are and things like that. So there's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So I watched a show called James May, Our Man in Japan. There's he goes through basically all from the north down to the south. And he just goes through across the entirety of Japan over a few months. And the difference between, admittedly, it was March when he was there, so it's still going to be pretty cold. His first journey was in like 3 feet of snow, and then he was gradually going down further and further until he got to Tokyo, and it was the cherry blossoms were out, and it's all that wonderful stuff. And it's a deeply fascinating country, I find.
Yeah,
there's so much that you can get from there. I think it was some wonderful games. That helps.
Yes.
Like the first modern hobby board game that dragged me into the hobby was Tokaido.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
So that whole travel. Ooh,
I just backed right before our trip. I backed Let's Go to Japan from AEG.
Yes.
And I'm so excited to get it and like relive, because the main areas are Tokyo and Kyoto. So we've been to both of them, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do like relive it.
Relive our trip.
Right.
I play tested that a lot with AEG.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it is so good. So much fun.
Good. Happy to hear that.
Hey, Lady Taka.
Ooh, reversal.
Oh, the Murder Guard.
The Murder Guard. Ooh. Well. This is where we find out whether Dani and I were on the same team.
No, we weren't.
Half rather.
We ended up seeing some cherry blossoms. We kind of went at the end of cherry blossom season.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, we probably won't see that. You know, like we were kind of just preparing ourselves. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad we saw them. Like, because I was like, okay, I don't want to like plan our whole trip around this and then be sad if like it happens to be a year where they like, because it can vary every year. And so I was like, I don't want to be like upset, you know? So, oh my gosh. But once we saw them, I was like, oh, they're so pretty.
No.
So
it's nice when there's even if it's a little thing, just the one thing you really, really want to see and it happens. You're like, oh, that was the next one. Right.
Yeah.
Because we went to Hakone to see Mount Fuji, and it was a cloudy day, so we never got to. You could see like the sides of it, but like the clouds are like covering the peak. So, but it was fine. I still loved Hakone regardless. So,
just gives
hey,
you
good win. Yeah, right. There we go.
Gotta go see Mount Fuji without clouds.
We ended up seeing it from the bullet train, so we still got to see it, but I was like thinking we were going to see it closer up.
Yeah.
So, but it's just a good reminder when you go on vacations. It's like sometimes it won't happen exactly how you plan it. So that is what it is.
It is. And
good
what
tie.
this is, apparently we got a tie.
Lots of them.
What?
we got a 2-tier tie. That's impressive.
2-tier tie.
Well,
here we go.
I guess we have to decide whether we want to try and solve this by more ninjaing, or whether we want to have some sushi.
Sushi?
I'm good with sushi.
I'm happy either way.
Let's have some sushi. Let's do some sushi. Do we want to attempt sushi golf?
Golf?
Sushi Go Golf?
It will be a little bit meaner in mini golf, but we can. It's just meaner because it's more like the cards come around faster, so you can like. But that's fine. We can.
Played it.
Let's give it a go. Why not?
Let's do it. Do you want to get a sneak peek on what Go Month's menu is like? Go
Yeah,
Club?
let's.
The
'Cause I
Go
think
Club menu?
For any of you out there who want to join the Sovranti Discord, go check it out. There is all sorts of fun stuff going on in there.
Okay, so let me pull up the menu.
Let me create a table for everyone.
So with golf, for those who don't know, you can play obviously with any of the cards, but some of them are easier to avoid. So that's why we kind of choose set menus of like certain cards. Just so that we choose harder things to avoid. Make it difficult. Okay. Let me find.
Okay. Dom, if you leave that table and join the other one.
Yep, I'm doing it.
Go.
Sushi Go.
Here we go.
Ready.
Ready? Okay.
This is, of course, just a really big excuse to segue into talking to Dani about the food in Japan.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my
did you
favorite
go to one of the
food,
sushi restaurants that had a conveyor belt?
we did, but it definitely is. It's more of like a fast food, not really a fast food. That's kind of like the fish was still good, but it was not as good as if you go to like a non sushi conveyor belt sushi place.
Yeah.
Again, still good, still loved the experience, but we had much better sushi other places, if
Sure.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like that
Makes
sushi would be
sense.
prepared completely fresh,
Yes,
ready
exactly.
for you, rather
I
than
don't,
just all sitting on a dish going. That's also
yeah, but the experience was fun, and I'm trying to find this menu. Okay, so do you want to play with the set menu, or do you want
Yes.
to make it up?
Let's do the menu for the golf, the mini golf.
The Go Club course. Okay. All right.
So, what role is that with today?
Do you want to play? Okay, so a typical how we usually play Sushi Go Party Golf is we play 3 games. The first one's a warm up. Then in the second game, we partner up with somebody and we sit across the table from them. And then the third game, you're still partnered with the same person, but it's just a new menu. So the second and the third game points actually count. Do you want to play that way, or do you want to only play like 2 games, 1 game?
We've got time. Sushi goes quick. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll start off the first menu for rolls. We're going to use uramaki.
Uramaki.
Okay. For specials, we're going to play with soy sauce and the spoon.
Soy sauce and the spoon. Okay.
Appetizers, we're having the eel, miso, and onigiri.
Okay. Lovely.
Okay. For dessert, we are having pudding.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So we get to watch everything shuffle together.
Shuffle.
Start game. So for anyone who hasn't played Sushi Go Party, it is a drafting game where we are trying to get, well, normally we're trying to get as many points as we can through the various set collections that we're getting. But it's a little different for Sushi Golf, isn't it, Dani?
It is. So in Sushi Golf, you're trying to get the lowest score. That's the only difference. All the cards play the same. All the points are scored the same. It's just your goal is different. So, a quick little insight. Typically, when you're playing with the Sovereignty group, the first turn of each round, if miso is involved, you choose miso. It's just an unspoken rule that I'm now speaking out loud.
It is known.
Right, so aiming for lowest points. Okay.
We'll keep track of scores. So speaking of the food in Japan, there's one treat. It's called taiyaki. It's like a waffle but it has like a filling inside of it. It's like custard or it's sweet potato or I don't know, they have different kinds. I loved it so much. My husband Noah, he's like, okay, I'll search to see if they have it like in Tampa where we live. And we found one place and we just got it a couple days ago. So it's like, I need it.
Ah, was it as good?
It was very good, but I don't know if it's just like ambiance, like when you're eating something, you're like, like it didn't quite bring me back there the way I wanted to, but it was still very delicious. And I would go back, but it wasn't like the same as eating it in Japan.
I couldn't know, it would never be the same, but at least you found one little thing that you managed to bring home.
Yes, I have something if I'm wanting it.
Kit Kat says, custard waffle fish. Did you have it as an ice cream cone?
So good. No, but that sounds good.
Apparently they may be in Costco.
Oh, really? Ooh, I'll have to look. I literally was like, can we look into like buying like, you know how you have like waffle makers at your house? I'm like, can we have a taiyaki maker? Like maybe one day.
Maybe.
But
no, that's good.
So there's lots of other delicious food as well, but it's just something that like every time I saw it, it was like, we need to get this. We need to get this. So
this. That says we found them out here in Washington State, but I can't remember where.
Ooh, I'm going to Washington State in a few months, so maybe I'll have to see if they have any where I'm going.
Oh, up for a convention or?
No, my brother's getting married, so we're going to. He's doing a destination wedding in Washington. So.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been to Washington, so I don't know if it's lovely or not, but
I've heard it's lovely. I haven't been there either. We were excited because we were always going to want to go there. And then he's like, we're going to get married there. And I'm like, perfect.
Excuse.
We'll meet you there.
Why Washington? Is it just somewhere special to him and his partner?
They, well, they got engaged there. I don't know if that's the reason though. They're really big into hiking. Like they love going to national parks and hiking of like any kind. They are true campers where they camp in tents versus my husband and I would probably be more glampers in a camper.
Yeah.
Like so they love all that outdoor stuff. So they're getting married in like I don't know if it's in the state park. I don't know. National park. I think it's a national park. I should know more information, but I plan to just show up and figure it out from there.
Oh, nice. Ooh. Oh, I love this bit.
Oh, points
The
going.
suspense.
Lots of stuff.
You've got 6 points.
So yeah, your score will be higher if you play in a smaller player game then.
Yes.
Or actually, yeah, it will be. You still have more.
Oh, it's really difficult to get the least amount of points, but I like this spin on it.
I know.
2 points for Dani.
Wow.
Oh gosh, I've done.
Dom has forgotten we were playing golf.
No, Dom has just miscalculated apparently.
That's okay. This is the warm-up game. This does not count. The only way this would count is if there's a tie at the end of the third game.
Yeah.
So you want to try, but you also like it, we've only come across that one time where there's been a tie.
Kit Kat says that they are in Kirkland, about 20 minutes outside of Seattle. If you need Rex or a quick coffee or something. You don't.
All right. I will let you know. I do know it's pretty packed of a week.
Yeah, that's fair.
My mom all of a sudden she like texts me, she's like, oh, and I booked this and I booked this, and I was like, okay.
Okay, just tell me where to go and I'll be there.
Like, all right. I know, I'm like, I do have one friend out there that I know I have to get together with her. I don't know if you know Luna, the meats.co.
I'm aware.
she
I'm aware of Luna. I've never interacted, but I'm aware of Luna.
So, but she's lovely, and I miss her, and I haven't seen her in many conventions. So I'm like, okay, Luna, when I come out there, so that's that and all my mom's commitments. I don't know. I may be available.
Luna does some really good merch for.
She
all
does.
sorts of creators. Like she does some for Paula for Things Get Dicey. She's
Yep.
done stuff for Monique and Naveen for Before You Play recently.
Yep. Yep.
Who are also in Japan at the moment.
Everyone's going there.
They just opened up in November from COVID.
Yeah.
They just opened up again. So I'm guessing that's why lots of people are going. That's why we went when we did. We booked tickets like right away, you know.
Oh, I don't blame you.
I think it's definitely on our shortlist. And I think it's very slowly crawling to the top of the shortlist.
It's at the top at the moment. Whether it will stay there is a different.
I would highly recommend. But actually, though, if you want to have like a call, like not on stream, I mean, we can keep talking, but
Oh yeah.
Please let me know. I'm happy to.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be good fun.
To give you
We
any.
were going to look at it this weekend, actually, weren't we? We were going to look like a serious kind of a genuine like. How would we get there? Would we travel with a company? Where would we want to stay? So
I think I know that for certain, if we were to do that sort of thing, we probably wouldn't book with a company, if only because we could get much cheaper flights.
Well, no, just like use a company.
You mean with like a tour group?
Sort
Like
of, yes.
Yeah.
Just go with it because a few of our wedding fairs we've seen kind of like a lot of honeymoon groups.
Yeah.
And a few of them have done like trips to Japan. So it's not necessarily that you've booked the entire holiday, but they know of groups and trips and like all the bits and pieces that just mean you can go out and see.
Sure.
Yeah. Because like my brother's a pilot. So he flies his company does fly to Japan. And we can get so we can get cheaper flights effectively if we go via Dubai, Japan. So that'd be a big boom. And
cheaper flights are always good.
Minimum business if we can get away with it. It's one of the fun things that I like to mock my mother about because she can't get those flights. We can, but she can't.
We won't go into the details of why.
No.
I got 10. I did not mean to get that much.
I got a lot too this time.
Me too.
The soy sauce got me.
Yay.
Oh wow.
Dom figured out the game.
Which colour we are?
It'll probably be.
Oh, it says up in the chat.
Yeah, Dani's green, you are blue, I am black, and Dom is orange.
Blue.
Double D, double die.
Double D, double die.
But yeah, we'll absolutely take you up on that, Dani, because it is. Yeah. We'd love to hear them.
We want to get as much tips and information from people that have been. It just makes me feel better because I'm always one. If it's like. It's with like a lot of the wedding planning, like if my sister knows of someone or someone else I know, or just going to speak to the people rather than just searching online because you never know what's like true out there anymore. So you
or like it's outdated or like
it's just I want you little cute Nikiri. Sure,
let's gamble on this. Let's try. See what happens. Okay. Did you eat any weird things whilst you're out there, Dani? Is there any weird foods?
One thing that I didn't ever grow accustomed to is bento boxes.
Really?
So like
interesting.
They were because the one that I got was like it was cold and it was like it was meant to like, all the things were pretty much fermented. So it was like pickled this, like all that stuff. so, or fermented might not be the right term. Maybe it's pickled.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
and I like some pickled things, but it was just sometimes I didn't know what it was. I was like, is this a fish? Is this a vegetable? Like, what am I eating
Yeah.
right now? Like, I don't know. And it was like, yeah. So things like that, I didn't particularly enjoy, but I had to try it. I was like, that's kind of how I like to approach things. Like, I gotta try it. Now,
Yes.
I have had octopus before, and I know I don't like it, so I did
No.
not try it there.
Yeah.
I was like,
Fair.
no.
Fair.
That's
feel like I would-
me.
I feel like I would go there and I'd eat pretty much everything. I would try stuff.
Yeah.
That's how you learn.
Funnily enough, I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm a huge fish fan, but I would try it. I would try things.
Yeah. Do you like sushi, Laura?
I'm okay with some of it. And then
You
some.
don't like smoked salmon though, that's the thing. You don't like raw salmon.
No. I'd try things. We'll see. I'll see.
Yeah.
I've tried it. Yeah. There's plenty to eat. Like, we really enjoyed the sushi, but I think we ate ramen more often
Yeah.
when we were there. We just craved ramen because it was like the weather was perfect for us because it's starting to get warm in Florida, and like we actually like it slightly cold.
Mhm.
So it was like 60s, 70s most of the time, which is like perfect weather. But sometimes it would be slightly rainy. So it was like cold, like when you're like wet.
Sure.
And so like we would, it was like perfect. You go in the ramen shops, and the ramen shops are so warm. Like, I'm like, oh, it's so nice and cozy in here. And like the
Yeah.
food was delicious. Yeah. I think my favorite thing that I don't get here ever, like we can find ramen and like, it's not the same, but we can like whatever. It's called okonomiyaki. It's like cabbage. It's like a cabbage pancake. So it's like cabbage mixed with egg, mixed with like other vegetables, and you fry it like on a hot grill in front of you.
Mhm.
And then they give you like this little mini spatula, and you like kind of cut it up. You leave it on the grill. You like cut it up, and then you put it on your plate. Then you like, it has this really sweet sauce that they put on it. Oh my gosh, I love it because I can't ever get it here. I could make it my own, which I am inspired to maybe do, but haven't done it yet. But oh my gosh, I loved it. And it's like it was like our cheapest meal too. So like my husband's like, we would buy some more expensive meals, and he's like, the cheapest thing was your favorite, and I'm like, that's so good.
It's good. Just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's bad. And you know what? That's great because it means you stay fed and you save money.
So
we discovered there's 2 different kinds. There's Kyoto, it's Kyoto okonomiyaki and Hiroshima okonomiyaki. The Hiroshima one also has noodles in it.
Ooh.
So we tried both of them. Yeah.
Nice.
Hey Slivers says, OMG, there's a wild Dani in a natural habitat. Also, hello everyone else.
Hey.
So you were saying it was hard to get draws. We've done it again. We've doubled.
I know, we did it again. Maybe it's easier with a smaller table. I'm not sure.
That's really weird.
Maybe we're just...
35.
Does that the way round?
Yeah, well, no,
You two won the extra game.
Well, we technically won this because this was lowest score wins.
Lowest score, yeah, but it's happened the other way around.
That's interesting.
But yes. What?
All right. So usually we do the person with the highest score picks their partner first.
But
there's a tie, and so
there's a D20.
I mean, if we're just doing partners, me and Don could just go together.
Do you want to be partners, or it doesn't matter?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
All right.
Me and Dom are opposite on the table as well.
Hey.
So that's easy enough to remember.
We're about to exit.
All
this
right, Laura and
Hey,
Dom.
Oh, we might come back.
Thank you for the rating, people.
Hey.
More
Woo,
ratings.
woo,
Hey,
woo.
friends.
That's right. Me and Dom can stay. Oh no. Yeah. Can we reconnect?
Yeah, how do we reconnect? Oh, remind me.
Yeah,
Do we have to completely leave and then come back in?
You don't have to leave the table. So you have to, if you're currently looking at the podium still, go ahead and hit the exit match until we go back out to the lobby table. Okay, now that the ready button has reappeared, we can all click ready and it will load back in.
Hey, people, thank you so much for that raise. It's kind of you. It's good to see everybody. It's been a while. It feels reassuring that people still come and see us.
Yeah, it's because we've been gone for so long. We should have more time off more often.
That feels counterintuitive.
You would think, but it's obviously proving very good.
Are we the epiphany? That's not the word I want. Epitome
Mhm.
of a Kelly
There you
Clarkson.
What do you mean?
Since you've been gone.
Yes. Yes, we are.
All right, Luke, ready for this menu? Okay, we're gonna do Uramaki again.
Thanks, MP. Plus popping in and popping off now.
Right.
Let's have some good gaming. It was soy and spoon.
Actually, we're changing up. So this one's
Ooh.
spoon and wasabi. So each time we play a new game, we change up the menu a little bit.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so for appetizers, we have miso, tempura, and tofu.
Miso, tempura, and tofu. Lovely.
Mhm. And we'll be having pudding again.
Hmm.
Oh, the tofu's interesting.
Tofu's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Everyone go and get tofu.
Does anyone have any questions about any of the cards?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Right.
And
Well,
then you and your partner, your scores get added together. So now you will either win or lose as a partnership.
all right, Dani. Let's do this, Dani. I can't believe we split up
let's eat
the
sushi, Laura.
alliterative. We split up the alliterative pairs for some reason.
What do you mean?
Well, we've got Luke and Laura, we've got Dani and Dom.
My brother's name is Dom. Our entire family starts with the letter D.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That's
I'll always remember your name, Dom.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, we just need to think of, L names for our children.
Yeah.
Little Lucifer running around. And...
Lucifer and Lilith.
Yep.
100%. That's what's going to happen.
Yes.
Good boy.
Good.
Stop.
I get evil when I
You do
play
get
games.
evil.
It's a well-known fact. I get evil when I play games.
Evil. Sure, when it's like this. Oh boy.
Let's go with this fella. Oh dear. So here's a question for those of you out in chat and out in the world. Do you have any games out there that you would like to see get a sovereignty implementation?
Good question.
And is there anything in the pipeline that can be revealed? This is my favorite question to ask you. Is there anything that can be revealed at this time?
Okay, so I will tell you that we have currently 20 publishers that have signed with us. And if you look at our website, we only have listed 17 of them. So keep that in mind. I won't tell you who they are and what games we have, but it just means that we'll be having more publishers soon.
That's fun. I like it. I like it.
Specifically those in development. So not those publishers are all online because we've already announced all the games, but we've been doing a lot of testing for Lockup from Thunderworks Games. And For Humors from Adam's Apple Games. It is so unique and I'm so excited to show it because I haven't seen the mechanic before. And that doesn't mean it's not out there. It just means it's just new to me. But it's fun. It's a really good one. So there's that one. And then there is, oh my gosh, blanking. Oh, Mission Catastrophe, which is on my back shelf here. Mission Catastrophe from Cardboard Alchemy. So we've been doing a lot of testing on those ones. So yeah.
I love the role play universe, so I'm looking forward to giving Lockup a go.
Oh my gosh, it's a really good game. You're Okay, so like you are in charge of a group in a prison. Okay, so
Mhm.
you're sending out, you have like 7 people on your team. I think it's 7, I could be wrong. And you're sending them out to different locations. So it's oh my gosh, I'm forgetting every single term for board gaming. I would assume
Sounds worker
it's like
placement.
resource collection. You send them to a spot, and based on the spot they go to, they get certain items.
Right.
What would that be called? Is that something with resources?
Worker placement sounds like that's about right. But you're going there.
Worker
You get...
placement. Yeah,
Hmm.
it is worker placement. I did just do an entire YouTube series, but I guess I've forgotten.
Go and check that out,
Forgotten
by
at
the way.
this
Go to
moment.
the Sovranti YouTube channel and check out
Yeah.
the board game terms, the going to the first board game store, and the games being played, the live plays.
Yeah, and we just started recording a couple more. We haven't posted them yet, but there will be more of those coming as well. So we're doing playthroughs. Every video we play a game on Sovereignty, but we also have a guest from the community join us. So that's always fun to play and chat with folks. So anyway,
Yeah.
but so in lockup, you're sending out your workers to different spots. They collect different resources, or they can build items, things like that. And then it's this whole like you're in a prison, so like you can't get caught. So like you have reputation cubes that kind of like show you like how reputable you are, I guess. And then you have
Mhm.
power cubes that you'll get along the way. So like certain people that you send out to the different locations will be like more powerful the more powerful you get.
Mhm.
And things like that. So it's really good. I'm excited. And yeah, I would recommend it. And so especially if you like the universe, it'll be
I
good.
do. I'm a big fan of the role play universe.
Yeah, it's good.
And then the Adam's Apple game, that sounds intriguing. I think Adam touched on it briefly when we were talking to him when we played Planet Unknown.
Yeah.
Which is my YouTube channel. You can go check that out.
Yeah.
That does look. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's really good. I've heard about it. They've been working on it for a while, but I just haven't gotten around to testing it yet. And so Jason taught me last week. I'm like, oh, I like this. And we played it again this morning.
What's the mechanism there?
So okay, I don't know what it would be called. It definitely has some worker placement.
Mhm.
But how it works is like, so there's 4 cards. There might be more depending on the player count. I'm not sure. Jason and I only play with 2 players usually. So there's 4 cards, and on each card there's like different characters. So there's like knights, there are witches, there are, I don't know, lots of other terms that I don't know. But anyway, so each one of them, so like the knight, for example, you can play a sword or you can play an hourglass. And so every player can play onto an open spot. So like if there's other knights on that same card, you could play a sword or an hourglass on that knight. But once the card is filled, like you can't place on top of anyone else's pieces.
Sure.
And you only have so many icons. So you either have a sword, you have hearts, you have and they all go with the 4 humors, but I don't know what they are. Off the top of my head, there's a book icon and there's the hourglass. And so depending on once a card is full and when you flip them all over, like if there's only 1 sword on the card, the sword wins. However, if there's 2 swords on the card, the swords battle each other out and the swords don't win. So it moves to the next one, which is hearts. And if there's only 1 heart, the heart is lonely, so the heart doesn't win. But if there's 2 or more hearts, the hearts win the card. So like, and based on what cards you win, you get to place onto your board. And so there's different goals that like when you have 4 next to each other, you have 4 in each corner, or something like that. So there's a lot going on, and it's very unique to me. I mean, it's got similarities to other games as well, but like, it's good. It's really good, and I'm excited for us to play it someday. So you're probably like, Dani, I didn't get any of that. I don't understand. So yeah, no, it's really good. Yeah, I'm excited.
Dom, I'm not going to help us win this. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I'm
Sometimes
still
things.
I apologize.
sometimes things just don't go your way.
No.
Well, all the high point cards do. They just get thrown at you.
Yeah.
Deal with my sushi. No, I like to think of myself as a medium heavy gamer. Like I like medium heavy games, but sometimes
That's right
it's
up
just
the alley.
nice. It's just nice to sit and play a light game that just facilitates conversation and you can just chat about stuff.
Yes. I
So
agree.
So it's nice. Do you know? Can you reveal any of the guests that you have coming up on your playthrough series? Is it Alexis?
Yes, Alexis is still with me. So let's see. We've recorded one with One Board Family.
Oh, okay.
We played Skull King, so that will be our first one of the new. It's not a new series; it's a continuation, but the new set of series. So, and then I'm hoping to have like 5 other guests, maybe more. So,
Well, if
I have
you
a
ever
couple
reach
other
the bottom of the
schedules,
barrel,
but...
you can give us a call.
No, you are not the bottom of the barrel. So, if we keep going, it all depends. Like, we have to make sure we have enough time to record, and then Alexis can edit them. So we kind of go in like spurts.
That makes sense.
Let's
Rain?
Is it rain?
Hearing things.
Oh boy.
What are you all up to coming up? Anything scheduled or?
Ooh, let's see. In a couple
Games Expo?
So I'm going to be at the UK Games Expo in a couple of weeks.
I've got holiday in June.
You're on holiday in June. A week.
Where are you going, Dom?
So I'm sort of following a band round for a bit of a mini tour. So I'm seeing them in Birmingham and Bedford and then Brighton. And I figured I'd stay on in Brighton for a week and have an early summer holiday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I think
that sounds like fun.
our next big adventure is a trip up to Hull
Oh.
for a day and back.
Yeah.
What is there? How would you describe?
The only reason we're going up there, I've got no idea what's in Hull, to be perfectly honest.
Sorry, Hull.
The only reason we're going up there is because so this is one of the things. We went to the Cheltenham Wedding Fair, which is in Gloucestershire, which is sort of southeast,
Like
southwest.
3 hours southwest.
Southwest of where we are. We're right bang in the middle of the country.
Did you say 33 hours?
No,
three
three,
hours.
sorry.
I was like, what?
Oh, that's a commitment, isn't it?
That's a long drive.
It's
a long way.
But so we went down there and we went to the wedding fair and we saw a ring that we liked for me. The only place that sells that is in Hull, which is about 3 hours in the other direction from where we are.
Perfect.
So we have to. So we put to the point for me to go and get that. Effectively, is our coming plan for that one.
That is the plan.
We might find something.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
so to the question of what's in Hull, your ring is in Hull.
Yeah,
hopefully.
That's the plan.
And we might see if there's a board game store or something, or a board game cafe.
Yeah,
hang out
something
there.
to do up there.
We'll see if got to find something to keep us entertained.
But
that's all we have.
It is a port town, so it is. I can't imagine it's dull. I'm sure there'll be plenty of stuff up there. I just don't know that much about Hull.
Sure.
No, I've been there once, and that was probably about 10 years ago. So
okay.
Can you rethink this Teams thing?
Yeah, sorry.
Wow.
Okay, so let's do the scores.
So Dani and I got 73. Laura and Dom
82.
82.
Well,
to be fair, more than half of that is Laura.
It's not open.
oh.
Okay.
And I bet if we were playing normally, I would lose.
Try to play normally.
Let's play normally.
Let's see. So first round, 73. 82.
That's it.
We're setting the bar for the Go Club
You are, because I'm keeping track of it, because sometimes we're like, so we set a par for each one.
Mhm.
And so we like to, I keep track of all of our Sushi Go golf games to see if our par is correct.
So
Oh,
does that mean Laura's a bogey?
yeah, probably.
You know, I
You're
don't
an
know that much about
albatross to
golf terms.
me.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. What we think par, this is, so we just kind of, we don't guess completely. Like, we figured out that like this card means this many points, so
Sure.
then whatever. But our current guess for what par is, oh, I didn't write it down. Hang on, I got it right here.
The drama, the suspense. Feel at the table.
Suspense. The Go Club.
Look at
This
the
is the
table.
second game. Par is 42.
Oh.
Whoa.
Whoops.
Yep. No,
Well.
yep, that was a bit.
So that's good news for, well, individually, 3 of us managed that.
Yes.
Wait,
And we're doing it based on a 6-player game, which is what we typically do for golf. So that might throw it off.
Yeah, 4-play games probably going to bring it down a little bit.
Ew.
Has everyone left the table, ready for the next attempt?
Yes, now we click ready.
Yeah, ready.
If anyone hasn't seen Sovereignty before, it is that easy to just set up a game and go, which is great.
Are we staying in the same teams?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
May as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, same teams. And then after this round, we'll see who wins.
Ooh.
Yes, and there's a slight menu change.
Yep,
And the menu.
correct. Now this par is lower. So this is par 39.
No pressure.
Boy.
Okay, Luke.
All right, what we got?
For
Oh,
rolls,
hello.
we're playing with Tamaki.
Mackie rolls this time.
Yeah.
Sorry,
For
I
the
had to
specials,
flu.
we're playing with tea and wasabi.
See, I'm sorry, we've got the dog has just wandered in.
Come up and it's usually
Oh no, it's all good.
outside.
What appetizer we got?
Appetizers, eel, tofu, and edamame.
Ooh.
And dessert is fruit.
Fruit. Interesting.
Fruit. Oh wow, you really don't want to have much fruit.
You don't want to get any fruit, ideally. And
Yes,
that is-
ideally.
that
And
is-
if anything, you don't want to like focus on one fruit. You would want to spread out your fruit.
Yeah.
You want a variety.
You either want a fruit salad or you just want no fruit at all. And
Yeah.
that appeals to my 9-year-old self. So this will be interesting. So whilst Laura is sorting out the dog, let's have a quick look at what we have on the board. So we have our nigiri as normal, our tamaki, which is a straight up, if you have the fewest tamaki rolls, you'll get -4 points, but if you have the most, you'll gain 4 points. I presume you have to have a minimum of 1 in order to score that one.
Tamaki?
Yes.
No, 0 can be included as
Ooh.
the fewest.
Interesting. Tea is your 1 per card of your biggest set of a single color at the end of the round. Potentially a very big scorer. Wasabi, tripling your nigiri, the next one you play. Eel, -3 if you have 1, but if you have 2 or more, you get 7 points. Tofu, as we had before, 1 is 2, 2 is 6, and 3 or more is 0. Edamame, 1 point per opponent with any edamame. Maximum 4 per round. So each card is potentially worth 3 points for each of us. Or it's potentially worth 0 if only 1 person gets it. Which is interesting. And then fruit. Obviously we want no fruit, ideally. but it's end the game per type of fruit.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Hi, return. What is our menu?
it's on the street. No,
What? How
we
rude.
have got tamaki. We have tea. We have wasabi, iyo, tofu, edamame,
Ooh.
and fruit. Which you need to go out.
Yeah.
Did you actually go just now?
Right.
Okay, well, let's go with this. Well, let's start things off.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how to play this.
Huh.
And by how to play this, I
Welcome to
mean
golf.
how strategically to play this rather than how to play Sushi Go Party.
Oh, so it's suddenly gone quiet. This must be the serious round.
Whoa.
Hmm.
Alright, let's take this one.
We all know what's at stake here.
Pride
Pride.
and sushi.
Redemption.
Hmm. All right. I like this as a twist on Sushi Go.
Yeah, I like it.
Good.
That's one. If you want to take
Oh.
part in it, go and check out the Sovranti Discord. Every month there's a tournament. I am usually asleep by the time you start doing it, but you know,
Yes.
they're in spirit.
6 to 8 p.m. Central Time, last Tuesday of the month.
Mm-hmm.
What other games have you all been playing lately?
So the most recent, I think the big one that we've played recently, we played the expansion for the Adventures of Robin Hood,
Yes.
which is a
Okay.
big campaign game, almost story-driven game, where
Okay.
you got a big book that's set up and it reads you through the story of stories of Robin Hood doing some different adventures. But the board itself is set up like an advent calendar. So you turn over different tiles and they reveal things like baddies and different resources that you can gain throughout the game. And there's different choices you can make with the characters you interact with. It's quite an interesting system because you're pulling stuff out of a bag to determine turn order and for combat and all sorts of things. It's different things altogether. I mean, we recently picked up the Aircon. We picked up the Friartuck in Danger expansion, which came out earlier this year.
Yeah,
and we've played a few of the scenarios on it, which is just as well because it is on our 10 by 10
Yeah.
for both of us. So we have to play it a lot.
A lot.
Which is fine. We really enjoy it.
But it's
really
good because it's got like 2 versions of the story, but then every chapter has different routes you can take anyway.
Yeah.
So it's all just completely you can play a new game every time, but it's like lots of chapters. So
You can't play it solo, unfortunately, in Kit Kat. If only because some of the aspects of the book is when you interact with the character, you open the book up, pass it to your teammate, who will read out the section and give you the option. I guess you could technically do it solo if you double-handed it, but
you played as 2 people.
Yeah.
But you would. There has to be 2.
There has to be 2 people reading the book unless you want to.
Board.
Unless you sort of obstruct you could technically do it by obstructing stuff in the.
I mean, you can play any game solo technically.
Yeah.
But it's
I wouldn't recommend trying it
I
solo.
didn't even see how many points I've got to throw in.
You got 5. You did pretty well.
Yeah, you did really well.
Wow.
We have a lot of fruit.
I got screwed by tofu.
Screwed by tofu.
Yeah, it's really good, Kit Kat. So if you ever get the chance to play it, I would highly recommend it. By Cosmos.
By Cosmos.
Alright.
So that's the main one we played, and then we played what else have we played recently?
We played Libertalia.
Yeah,
Played
Winter
that
Gale
before.
Crest,
Okay.
new version on Stonemaier.
Mhm.
Alright.
What else did we tackle? I like the 2-player variant in that. I think it's a very good one. We played. What did we play over the weekend? What's that cat? Oh, Kibble Scuffle. Kibble Scuffle. It's a cute little kind of a take that-y game where you're just playing different cats into different kibble food bowls. But the box
Oh.
built like a kibble shaker. So you
Oh.
take out different cubes of
And they come
kibble
out
onto them.
stuff.
Yeah. Which is quite cute. What else we played? Oh, we played Merv, the Heart of the Silk Road.
Oh yeah.
which
That was a lot.
which was the most Euro game I've played in a long time. It was so Euro.
It was very Euro. Yeah.
It's like, here are all these different decisions you can do. You've only got 4 things you can do, but here are all the different options you can do. It's like,
Here they are.
yep, here's everything. It's like, well, okay.
That was a term when we were doing our first series with Alexis.
Yeah.
People have used that term so frequently around me. So I've heard it so many times, but I never really like someone would reference it like, oh, this is a Euro game, but it like there was nothing that was like connecting all these things that people gave me examples of. And I'm like,
Sure.
what? And then I found okay, so I was like, okay, well, I gotta obviously be able to teach Alexis this. So I gotta look this up and like really define it.
Mm-hmm.
And then sure enough, it's like there is no true thing that makes it Euro. It's
Yep.
just a lot of little things that could make it Euro. And I'm like, great, I'm glad I now understand what I mean.
Yeah. My main interpretation of it is mechanisms over theme. For the most part.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's kind of my main understanding of it, is it focuses more on mechanisms. There's less direct
It's not
conflict.
direct. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a big thing that I found. It's not a direct conflict with people, which is why I was like, oh, I like Euro games. I just never was able to define them. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, because I like it when there's not like a direct interaction, because then people don't mess me up. If the game messes me up, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if it's like, I had a plan and you deliberately threw me off of said plan.
Now, that's the thing, though, with worker placements, that can happen quite often if you just someone takes the worker spot.
Yes.
But it's not necessarily the person doing that to spite you. It can be. It absolutely can be. The hate draft is real.
Sure.
But
hate draft is real.
It's not necessarily their fault.
Keep getting stuck with an extra eel.
The eels.
Yeah, I found up with 2 eels as well, but at least
eels in the field.
At least I succeeded with tofu this round.
Yeah. Crap! Obviously I should have paid more attention. Good job, Dom.
Ooh.
Oh, wow, negative. Well done, Laura.
Nice, Laura.
And I'm doing terrible.
Well,
I don't have any fruit yet, but
that's a bonus. I've got very little fruit, which is not bad. I've just got some watermelon.
Yeah, the fruit might come and bite me in the behind later.
Yeah, you got a lot of fruit.
It's a future Laura problem.
Yeah. Worry about that later.
This is round 3 Laura's problem.
Oh no,
Yeah.
here we are.
Welcome to your problem.
Oh gosh. What have I done?
Just push the fruit onto someone else's plate.
Yeah.
I don't want this.
Here you go, Luke.
No, thanks. No, I'm good, thanks. No.
Take it.
No!
Take it.
Do I think there's going to be much of the tofu by the time it comes around to me? Probably not. Oh no, there we go. My screen went blank for some reason.
Oh no.
What have you been playing recently, Dani? Have you played much since you've been home? Or did you play anything whilst you were in Japan?
Not much when we were in Japan. We literally like every day was like, well, we got hit by the jet lag, so we were like up at like 6. Well, our first couple days was like 4 a.m. And it was like 5 a.m. And it was like 6 a.m. And we were like, all right, well, but then that also meant by the time we got back at the end of the day, like after dinner, we were just like exhausted.
Yeah.
So we didn't play any there. Since we've been back, we've been really busy. It's kind of like that season where like everyone wants to get together and plan things again.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like the winter where it's like holidays and like it's family time. Now it's like friends time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of every weekend. And then we're also looking for a house. So we've been going on lots of house tours.
Oh, wow.
And the area we're looking for a house is like half hour, sometimes 40 minutes away with traffic. So it's like just to drive out there and then you look at the house and you got to drive back and it's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But with all that, we haven't had much time. We haven't played a lot, but I've been testing with Jason like every Monday and Wednesday. So I've been playing lots of games with him. But yeah.
Nice.
Testing
things that you can't tell us about just yet.
Just yet.
Well, I've only been testing those 3. So I usually do more testing when we're kind of closer to the end of development. So those ones we've all announced is coming soon because they are closer than other games, you know.
Gotcha.
So that's why I've been playing most. Usually our dev team does like testing, and then I'll go through and I'm kind of like I'm not the only one that does this, but like I help them with like, oh, does this message make sense? Like, is this the right message phrasing, or is it like, did a mechanic break? But usually it's more like little, like in the inspect mode, is this like, did all the things inspect that you expected to, you know?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So.
Ooh.
Nicely done, Laura.
Laura crushed it. It was the fruit.
Wow.
It didn't hurt as much as we thought it would. Okay, Laura got 17.
So we've ended up 50 for Dom and Laura, and for me and Dani, that's 59.
Oh,
Closer this time, though.
Which means we tied.
No way! Oh my god!
Yeah.
What?
That happened so much
Dani and I
today.
were 9 points behind you, and you won by 9 points this time around.
How do we keep tying?
That's funny.
This is it. This is the end of the
Technically.
world. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Everything's going to implode.
We're all just
Okay.
We're all just
So
equally elite
technically,
gamers.
Sometimes we can either play it as Luke and I won because our warm-up round was better, but I just like to leave it at a tie.
Yeah.
Because I like everyone to win.
Asterisk, and you won, but it was a warm-up round.
Yes. It was a tiebreaker win.
I mean,
yeah,
we could do a tiebreak round. We could just play a quick tiebreak.
Yeah.
We could. Do you want to play a tiebreaker?
That's a tiebreaker.
Everyone's happy.
Yeah, we got time.
All right.
We got
Do
time
you
for
want to
one more.
play?
More sushi
Do
is
you want to
fun.
use the same menu as the warm-up round?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I think I misunderstood what the fruit was. Is it if you didn't have any fruit, you got -2?
Yes.
Right.
I only got fruit.
And it depends, Laura, the trickiest thing about it is it depends on which type of fruit. So like each type of fruit is scored individually. So if you have like 0 oranges, you get -2 for those oranges. But if you have like 1 pineapple, you get 0 points for the pineapple ones. So it scores separately.
That shows I really should have read the cards better.
It's okay. Okay,
I mean, you did
so
pretty well without it.
Luke,
We had uramaki. We had soy
uramaki,
and a
soy
spoon.
sauce and spoon. Yep, you got it. Eel and miso and onigiri.
And then pudding.
And then pudding.
Feel sad for the green tea ice cream. It's never doesn't get a look in. Which is fine. I don't like green tea that much.
Oh, poor green tea icing. You're so cute.
Green tea is so easy to avoid in golf, so that's why we don't play with it.
Yeah, makes
Because
sense.
you could get 3 of them and you still wouldn't score the 12 points. So that's why we don't usually use it. There we go.
Hey!
Good job, everyone. Good job.
Get rid of that miso.
Let's go with this one.
Miso out. Yep.
How about you, Dom? Have you played any games recently?
No, not really, because I've been off on holiday, and then usual people I play with outside of Luke and Laura are my family. But last time I went to see them, it was last weekend for the Eurovision party, so we didn't have a chance to play games.
Yeah.
Yes.
Finland were robbed.
But yeah, that's what everyone is saying.
What are these games?
Oh.
The
Okay.
Eurovision Song Contest. It's a multinational contest to find Europe's favourite song, essentially.
Oh.
But also with entries from Israel and Australia, because they decided they wanted to join in.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, it's a thing. It's definitely a.
Is this like a yearly thing that
Oh,
you
yeah.
watch?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I love it.
Yeah, is it? Is it?
So you either
Some
it's like
people-
Marmite, you either love it or hate it.
Okay.
Guess which camp I fall into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder which one.
It's just it's the
It's
craziest thing. It's you would watch it and you'd just think, have I taken something that's just making
Yes.
you trip? Because
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah,
ham and it's so all over the place. But it's so I think it's just general just crazy fun as well. And yeah, like everyone you're either very, very passionate about it or yeah, you do not care.
You don't care.
No, but it's so over the top, and yeah, sometimes it's just it's crazy. It's crazy. Would
Yeah,
recommend just go onto YouTube and just watch it.
Well, cats.
look up Finland's one from this year, because that was some high quality craziness.
Yes,
Kit Kat is recommending if you want to watch the Will Ferrell Eurovision movie, you'll get a good feel for the nonsense.
Oh yes. Never seen it, but I can just tell by the trailer that it is very reflective of real things.
It's a thing.
Choose your spoon card.
I'm trying.
Choose
the spoon.
There is no spoon.
I don't actually know what the spoon card means.
It just lets you.
The second thing on YouTube, Eurovision 2023, Finland.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I went off and I played Final Girl whilst that was happening.
No.
How do they pick the musician?
Each country has its own selection process for picking the act they send, and then the winner's decided by a combination of votes of each country having a panel of musical experts and then a public vote as well.
Okay.
You're not allowed to vote for your own country. So
Nope.
and it was
that's bad.
this year it was hosted in the UK, but we came second last year. But you came first.
Yeah.
And because of everything that's going on at the moment, they decided to bring it over to Liverpool and do it over here.
Normally the winner hosts, but yeah, it wasn't possible this time round.
Gotcha.
But next year, well, Sweden won, didn't they?
Yeah.
But apparently Sweden won because it's ABBA's 50th anniversary next year. And so they were just like, oh, let's go to Sweden. And so everyone's like, controversy.
Kit Kat says that everyone was bribed with IKEA meatballs.
Yep.
So,
I mean,
Yes, the IKEA meatballs.
all the calyxes were being out of.
That is something have I told you this before? I use the word calyx to people who aren't board gamers, and they look at me like, I'm sorry, what piece of furniture? I'm like, the calyx, and they're like, what? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, like the cube, like, and they're like, oh yeah, that's what they're called. And I'm like, yes, it is now like a standard part of my vocabulary
There's
to
two
call them a
types of
calyx.
people.
Like what? I'm sorry.
You know
what?
if they're board gamers if they know the word calyx.
Yeah.
Yes, this is true.
And if they go off just specially to find one, if they go on a galaxy quest.
Yes.
Ah, very good. Very
That's
good.
funny. I like it.
Very good.
I'll tell you what, like thinking on games that I'd like to see on Sovereignty, I'd like to see Final Girl on Sovereignty.
Mm,
That would be cool. Because then you can just get it up on your iPad or a tablet device.
yeah.
It's got
Final Girl.
Final Girl's so good.
You love that game.
So good.
You haven't even had it. Well, you fell in love with it so quickly.
Yeah. It's good.
You love it.
What can I say? I like the idea of independent women killing murderers.
Yes.
I'm
I'm saying this for years.
I have it's on my manifesto.
God. Mito. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, deal with that.
Oh.
I don't want to. I don't want to deal with that.
Decide.
That was terrible.
Gross.
Is it what getting married means, Laura? What's mine is yours.
Oh,
and you have
take
to,
it back.
you have to
Take
deal
it
with
back.
you have to deal with my
Take
problem.
it back.
Back. Take it back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
It's coming back around to you again, so
We'll get it.
deal with it. Deal with it.
Let's try shenanigans.
This
may not work.
So cute.
All of the sushi are cute.
Oh, the sushi is so cute. So cute.
Okay then.
I had a bit of a yawn when I said cute. I was like, oh, cute. One of them looks like it's a ninja.
Now, I'm going to see with my spoon.
So you pick a card, and then if someone
has it in their hand, does anyone
It
have
should-
a card? I was trying to get another miso soup to try and get them to cancel each other out, but it didn't work. No,
First, that's
it's worth a shot.
Yes.
Did you mean to get 2 eels, Dom?
Tom, we may be having the same strategy attempt. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, you got to
We'll
weigh
figure
up
it.
like what's better to take, either this many points or this many points. If you've got to take the points.
You.
Ew.
Well, I guess I go with that one.
oh
Boy.
Oh.
that's close. That's very close.
Let's take the 3.
Oh God damn it!
Yeah.
Person.
I was hoping to get a third eel and sort of half cancel it out.
Yes, I did the
But-
same thing.
Does it work like that? Because it says 2 plus.
2 or more is still 7.
Yeah.
Ah. Oh,
So
well,
it's, I mean,
I thought
it
I
just
didn't
kind of
spot
divides
that.
the
I thought it was
the
2
point.
was 7, so I could get a 7 and then a -3. But it didn't
Yeah.
work out that way anyway.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
well done,
yeah.
Laura.
Laura's done well.
Yeah, well, so I'm ahead at the moment.
That's
Not
true.
doing well.
No, I'm not anymore.
Oh, there goes Danny.
Whee!
Yikes. Danny's not doing well.
Oof.
I'm sorry, Luke.
But,
Sorry, Laura.
Dom's doing worse.
yeah,
Versus
well, this is where the puddings are going to come into play. Oh no, go look
Yeah.
around. Jeez.
one more round.
All right, we need to full speed Dom pudding. This may be a challenge. There we go. We all got the memo about you, so
We all know what we're doing here.
I'm hoping.
When are you getting married?
So
I
we
know you
are
told me this
looking.
before.
We're getting ready March next year.
Yes.
Okay. Less than a year.
Less than a year.
Exciting.
It's something exciting. It's terrifying for at least
Is it
one.
also like, is it like a lot of overwhelming with planning?
The problem is, I think I'm too relaxed. I think I'm
What?
panicking.
No.
No. I'm panicking over the fact that I'm
No.
not. I feel like I'm not on top of anything, hence the internal panic.
Yeah.
It's panicking because you're too relaxed. That's
No, I'm panicking because I have done nowhere near as much planning as my sister, who was getting married 6 months beforehand. And she had lists and lists and spreadsheets. She's literally got a month by month step thing to do. And I'm just there like, I don't really know what I've got to do.
the thing is, though.
And that's what scares me.
The thing to compare with those with her though is that she and her partner have been together for 9 years now, 10 when they
Oh, so
Yeah.
she's been planning for a while, probably.
Yeah. Weirdly, I think it
Laura-
took me mentioning getting engaged vaguely to sort of give him a kick at the backside, but who knows?
A little bit, but it's okay.
Laura, I can maybe type this up for you, send it to you. My sister-in-law gave me this planner, so she customized it with us, but I still have this, even though we're done with planning. But
It's a nice memento.
it has like in here, it has like X amount of months before, here's the things you should do. So it did all that thinking for me. But at the same time, I wouldn't be too worried because sometimes you can't do things too early. Because it's like, yeah. I'd say the biggest things is like just have your venue and your venue.
Yeah.
And like catering, or like if you're doing food, like
This is
those
what I've been
first.
saying. Like the only significant people that need to be there are Laura, myself, 2 witnesses, and the registrar.
Just at least
We
2
need.
people.
Yeah, that's all.
it.
That's all we need legally. Is that we just need those.
Yeah.
We need 5 people to be there. 2 of them are us. 1 of them's a registrar from Gloucestershire Council.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But everything will fall into place. And
It
it'll be
will, it
perfect.
will. And the thing is,
Yeah.
we're like 10 months away, really. There's one more thing I need to do to get booked. But after that, it's going to be lots of little bits and pieces that we will just do as it goes.
It's gonna be the board game library.
Yeah, that's
the big
that's
thing.
one of the biggest things. Picking what games we want to take. Oh,
Do you have all of the games you want? Are they all in your collection already?
Some of them are. Some of them I've got a list.
oh, you've got a list.
I've got a list.
Okay, well, we can talk about stuff on too, but I have a lot. So someone in the community sent me games. I don't know how expensive it is to ship across
Bless
the
you.
water, but I have a lot of games that like, she's like, oh, you can keep them and pass them along to someone else.
Yeah.
So like, if there's a list and we can figure out a way to get them to you,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oof. Wow.
we can talk about that. But
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
yeah, of course.
Just like party sort of.
No, I want to walk into that library and someone set up TI4 and it's just playing that for the entire time.
Oh boy.
It's not a thing. But
It's not gonna happen.
It'd be funny if we just turned up and just like Ross was there explaining it to everyone. My best man was just explaining it.
All right, everyone ready?
Ooh boy.
What?
Okay.
What's happened? What's happened? Oh my
Well,
god.
what's happened is you 3 were within 2 points of each other.
Oh my goodness.
And I dragged the average down by a good
Yeah.
chunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Luke and Danny do win overall.
Yeah.
So that's
We do.
65. Yay.
Good
To
job.
74.
It's okay. That's 9 points, which
Is what happened in the
like-
last 2 games.
Ah,
How does this happen?
this is
This
numbers,
is spooky.
yo.
This is spooky.
Numbers. Oh, well done, guys. Well
That's an
done.
interesting variation on Sushi Go. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But to be honest, Kit Kat, I don't. Yeah, as long as we don't open the library before the summer, you don't want someone to miss it because they're playing TI4. Well,
God damn.
if they miss it, as long as they have a good experience, that's all we're worried about.
Yeah.
gonna be fun.
That's awesome.
We're gonna have some
Yay.
nonsense.
Some nonsense.
It's gonna be good. We'll have to make sure you come over to London or over to the UK at some point, Dani, and come hang out with us over here.
I want, like, we're trying to plan like our next couple of years, especially after every time I go on a vacation, I'm like, okay, what's next?
Yeah. Oh, you get. Okay. Yeah, I've done that now.
But I'm thinking maybe not next year, but 2025.
Yeah.
We may be doing a Europe trip.
That'd be
So
nice.
That sounds good.
Let's put it this way. We're probably still going to be playing games on Sovereignty for that time. So
that's good.
I like
That's
it.
good.
Kat says, "There you go. Don't ship the game. Just take me your luggage." It'll be a year too late, but the gesture will be appreciated.
Hear me out. We can figure out a price. Like, oh, we can half pay my ticket. No, just kidding.
I just
You
turned
needed to bring the board games.
You need to bring the board games. This is not a thing. It's not. What? No, I can't make the joke.
Be your board game
friendly.
liaison. I can teach the games to people that want to learn them.
There you go. Well,
For work purposes.
you know what? We were thinking about getting someone to come in and do the board games.
There you
So
go. Let's chat about it offline.
it'll be fun.
But I can speed up I can go to Europe faster than I wanted to. We can make it happen.
You got 10 months to plan it. I'm sure you can figure out something.
We'll make it work.
Europe in March. It's great. It's the
Yeah,
right sort of weather
wonderful.
because it's cold.
Yeah, see, we want the
I
cold.
feel Europe. Oh.
There you go.
As long as
Thanks
you-
so
as long
much
as
for
you-
having me on again.
No, you're very
So
welcome. Thank you so
fun.
much for talking to us about your vacation and Japan.
Of
You've given
course.
Yes.
We are going to pick your brains considerably because that is
Yes, please do.
so
We were talking offline, so the people in chat don't know, but I'm like, I have a hard time trying to, like, how much do I talk about it before people are like, oh, she's still talking about it. So
okay, we get
I'm
it.
always there to like talk about it if you want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk your ear off. All I'll say is it was fabulous.
We will.
If we ask the question, we want to hear as much as
We
possible.
will hit you up.
There you
'cause
go.
That is absolutely something that we're looking into. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna go into it. We're gonna deep dive this weekend and have a look at stuff and go,
find
oh
out.
boy,
Yep.
Yay. Yeah,
it's
let
one
me
of
know
those-
if you have any questions.
absolutely. I mean, it's one of those ships that I think we're at the point where like, we definitely want to do this for definitely pre-kids because it'd be the best
Yeah.
time to go and do it.
Yeah.
Not that we wouldn't take kids to go and do it, but it's a good opportunity. For
Yes.
us. Kit Kat, thank you so much for coming along and being a tiny bit of a troll. Enjoy your Washington visit, Dani.
Thank you.
Wedding to us. So
Yay.
and Dom, enjoy your vacation, I guess.
Yes, enjoy.
Yes,
I mean,
enjoy your
you're going to see me
vacation.
before that. But
I will. I'll see you on Friday.
Yes.
So yeah, there is a.
Oh. Sorry, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I think I
Okay.
bumped my camera. I bumped my camera thing, and I must have unplugged it enough where
What?
it didn't register that my video was on.
Okay.
No
It's okay.
worries. So yeah, if anyone wants to check out some of the other stuff we're doing, we have got our YouTube D&D campaign we're doing. We're kind of shifting to do our D&D stuff and uploading it onto YouTube and pushing it that way. We're looking at changing some things around here.
Only because our internet is rubbish, and every time we try and live stream,
It causes chaos.
it causes chaos. And we managed to just about hold this sort of thing, but for some reason, downstairs in our dining room does not
Oh.
like it.
Closer to the router, which does not make any sense whatsoever. But anyway, never mind.
It's the only room we can fit everyone in as well. So
So we'll be changing things up a little bit, but we will keep you posted on that as it comes. Dani, thank you so much again for coming along and joining us. This has been wonderful. We will look forward
Thanks
to
for
seeing
inviting
you
me.
again next month when we have some more games. I'm sure we will make sure we get some more time with you because this is always fun. Always enjoy playing.
Yeah, I'm happy to join.
If you guys want to play on Sovereignty, you can go onto Sovereignty's website. You can download the app. It is multi-platform. You can go onto it and do whatever you like. You can play all sorts of games. At the moment, you have got, and I'm going to put up the thing here.
Julie,
Oops.
do the thing.
Do the thing. You have got Beautiful and Broken, Broken and Beautiful, a game about Kitsugi.
Mhm.
Night of a Ninja, Shobu, Sushi Go Party, and Truck Off are the games that are available at the moment. Truck Off.
Chuck off.
Truck Off. Which
It's a good one.
I would say that. Those are the games that are available on the silver account that you can go and play for free. But if you want to get yourself a platinum account, you can use the code EatCrit on your little account and get yourself 60 days of a free trial of trying all the games in the library, of which there are many. There are so many great games in there. Planet Unknown, Tiny Towns. There's so many games. Space Base. Dom and I played Space Base one of the last times we played on here, and that was
a good fun game.
That was good fun. What was
Yeah,
the
that's a
great
good
one
one.
as well? Like
Yeah,
It's a good one too.
there's a lot of different games, and there's new games coming all the time. So keep an eye out on the Sovereignty socials to see what's going on, and check out the Sovereignty YouTube channel as well to go and see some of the stuff that Dani's been talking about all this time, because there's a lot. There's a lot of fun stuff.
There's a lot on there now.
It's great. But until next time, there's no one unfortunately around that we can raid into that doesn't need to have followed and done some various interactions before. So we're going to say good night. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Take care of yourselves, and we will hopefully see you next week. But until then, take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.